There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone. Hello everyone and welcome to SyFy Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the SyFy channel. I'm Sean, Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve, and tonight we'll be discussing episode 1 of season, well, wait a minute, it's a 10-episode event series, The Purge.
Well, you never know how they always do these, like, special events, and then suddenly it's 4 seasons long.
Right,
so.
Exactly. So instead of calling it season 1, I'm going to call it the event series, The Purge.
Yeah, there we go. So this was interesting. Steve and I had talked about this previously, that it was going to be coming, and we didn't know what it was going to be. But it's playing on both USA and SyFy. And so, Steve, it's so weird because you have ratings news, and it's very different numbers. So go ahead and talk about that.
All right. On USA, the ratings for episode 1 was a 0.55 in adults 18 to 49, with 1.389 million viewers, making it the 4th overall cable show for the day. Now, it did follow WWE Raw, so that might have had something to do with it. Now, on SyFy, episode 1 brought in a 0.12 in adults 18 to 49, with 0.368 million viewers, making it the 86th overall cable show.
Now, are they on different days?
Yes, I believe they are.
Okay, so that could make the difference, too. I don't know the days that they're on both stations offhand.
Yeah, it's Tuesday night on USA, and I think it's Wednesday or Thursday on SyFy.
Okay.
I think it's the same, but it might be the same day.
All right,
I know
so maybe
I
that's
just
why.
happened to catch it and get it recorded, so.
Yeah, I had to watch it on demand because I didn't realize it was starting already. But this is interesting, too, because I have found that SyFy is not on every not streaming platform, but if you cut the cable.
Right.
USA seems to be on all of them. SyFy is not, so that may make a difference, too.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, overall, episode 1 was definitely world building.
Yes.
And if you're anything like me and you've watched the movies, this was something that from the very first movie, I wanted, like, how did this start? Which we actually got from the last movie, the first Purge, and how some of this happened. It's like, okay, this seems to be very early on in the Purge world. And it's like, okay, how did this begin? What's going on? I don't understand it. And I was really mad when I watched the very first movie because I didn't have any backstory. So this is great to give us backstory.
Yes.
So episode 1 was entitled What is America? And once a year, any and all crimes up to and including murder is legal in the United States for a period of 12 hours, which also it makes me wonder if it's only in the contiguous 48 states or if it also included Hawaii and Alaska, which they don't talk about.
Right. Don't know.
I feel like it might be.
Yeah.
So it pretty much did unfold much like the way the films do, where you have unrelated characters, where they're going to end up, what's going to happen to them. I mean, more so than the films, you have what I'd say 3 to 4. I think the first one really gave us like 3 kind of storylines to deal with.
Right.
The first episode here.
Yes.
So how are they going to weave together? And are they actually weaving together? Or are they only what we're going to see because of the Purge itself?
Right. Yeah.
And it was interesting because we have a countdown. Now, the countdown starts with, about 90 minutes?
Right.
2 hours before? Yeah. And I'm like forgetting already. But it's interesting to see how these different groups are playing out and what's happening. And we do get to see little bits of the surrounding community. Now, I don't know how close these people are and if it's going to matter or if we just get to see the different storylines. So
yeah,
let's talk about.
I kind of doubt that they're in similar areas.
Yeah. I feel like they're all West Coast, though, weren't they? Or was it East Coast?
No, actually, this is filmed in New Orleans, and they didn't try to hide it, so.
Oh, see, I didn't even realize. I knew it was filmed on there, but I didn't realize that they were, like, talking about it being there at all.
Right,
You know what
yeah, no, they didn't mention it, but they didn't try to hide it. You know, some of the old graffitied out apartment complex is well known in New Orleans, so.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Right.
All right, well, let's talk about our first group. It's not a group, it's a pair, basically.
Yeah.
Miguel and Penelope. We first meet Miguel, who ends up being a Marine who has come back from an unnamed war because they're not giving us an exact date of when this is happening, of course.
No, of course not.
And he's in search of someone named Penelope, which we find is his sister.
Right.
Because she sent some kind of really cryptic letters to him, really vague, talking about meeting her parents again, which we find out the parents died in the first Purge. And it all sounds kind of new age, hippie, cultish.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen? Well, we're learning that Miguel goes to visit the rehab center because apparently she was a drug addict.
Right. And that probably occurred after her parents were killed in the Purge.
Right. And we find out that she left there a while ago. And even though they're not supposed to tell him, they kind of, because he gave one of the kids at the rehab center information on how to be brave, the mom kind of felt bad and left the information open for him.
Right.
So he gets to at least find out where she went, as far as we
who
know.
Checked her out and where she possibly could have gone.
Unfortunately, it wasn't exactly what we thought because he had to do this roundabout, finding basically the old drug buddies.
Right.
Roughs them up a little, get the information, and he ends up getting the information ultimately from a girl who he saved from these crazy drug guys.
Right.
Because apparently they were going to kind of pregame the Purge and they had grabbed her and chained her up.
Right.
I don't want to know, but
No.
Watching the movies, we know this is probably bad.
Right.
So he ends up going to where she's ended up, his sister, and we just find out that it's a place where they refer to the act of dying in the Purge as the giving and joining the invisible, which, let me tell you, this does not sound fun. This definitely sounds like somebody drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Yeah. This is definitely very cultish and a lot of brainwashing.
Yes. Now, it's kind of interesting because as Miguel heads off to try to find his sister, as far as we know, he's going to be one step behind her. Who knows how long.
Right.
We did get to see that the sister and several other people boarded this blue bus, which apparently seems to be like off limits too. I don't know if it's just kind of a not an agreement, but hey, they're bringing us people to off, so maybe we'll leave the whole bus alone.
Yeah, maybe not.
We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah. I wasn't too sure that, when we do see the bus stopped and whoever they were standing there with the axes, if they were going to charge the bus or wait until a person gets off the bus.
Yeah. Well, somebody got off, and of course, everybody on the bus is praying to give him strength so he can go into the beyond. And he seems all super happy and ready to do this until those people don't attack him right away.
No. He has
then
to
he
think
starts
about
to think.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When you got to think too hard, it's like, oh God, what am I doing? And well, he is met with a pretty messy end.
Yeah.
And the people on the bus, including Penelope, seem to be like second guessing everything that's happening all of a sudden.
Right. So that's going to cause some issues with the leader of the cult who's brought them there, I'm sure.
Should be interesting to see what happens.
Right. And how, if any of them survive. Because, once the four got done with the guy, they're liable to go after everybody on the bus. So.
See, I was thinking it's like, okay, there's certain drop-off areas. Wait here for free kill kind of thing. Who knows? I guess we'll find out.
It's possible. It's very possible that this cult's been doing that for years.
Should be really not just interesting, just trying to see how it plays out. Like you said, are they going to, a whole bunch of people going to charge the bus? Is it okay, designated drop-off area, designated kill zone. Are they technically in a safe zone?
Right, in the bus.
Until they cross. Yeah, so really weird how that might play out. So we'll have to wait and see.
Right.
Why don't you take us to the next person, which this is a whole other weird thing.
Yes, it is. We meet Jane, Crosstown and 38 stories above ground, who's spending the night trying to close a deal before international markets open. Now, we first meet her visiting her mother in a hospital, which is a Purge night safe zone. And even though her mom wants her to stay, she tells her work beckons. So we see her going into the building. And since everyone on the 38th floor of the high-rise has agreed not to participate in the Purge, they have a security task force there to protect them. I don't know if I'd call it a task force that was two guys.
Right. Now, I thought this was
if you
weird.
Had a group of people just storming the building, those two guys may not be able to take everybody out. I'm a little...
Right. That's actually what I was thinking. Because and they say this repeatedly, only the 38th floor is considered a safe zone.
Right.
Okay, so what if somebody, starts taking out people left and right on the lower floors? All of a sudden they're going to be like, no, wait, 38, safe zone, got to keep going.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, really, that was a head scratcher to me.
Right. Now, unless her boss happens to have an in with the government and the government has made it that one floor a safe zone, but the security guards sure seemed like they were preparing for anything.
Yeah, but they each only seem to have like one gun. I don't know.
But we find there's a loophole in the system. Yeah. As the Purge neared, Jane leaves the 38th floor for a shady meetup with a stern, severe-looking woman she's hiring to do something.
Right. I was like, uh-oh. Because she wouldn't even make the deal until the Purge officially started, which I'd be afraid to open the door at that point.
Yes. And most likely has something to do with her boss, who Skyped in to make sure everything was going well with the negotiation team just out of nowhere. And
it must be nice, too. Like, oh, I'm going to make you all work, but don't worry about it.
Right. Oh, he praised heaps of love on him. But he also told him he was watching all the time.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
No. And, of course, we also have some tension between a couple of, shall we call them, up-and-comers under Jane, Mark and Allison, as they are kind of, shall we say, competing for a raise or a promotion.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, even though they all signed a waiver, I'm kind of like, really? Are you not going to do something? Because I'm kind of freaked out that something's going to happen up there.
Right. And we hear Jane actually make a comment once she talks to the lady is that there was no way she wasn't participating in the Purge. You go, what the hell?
Right. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. So far, you don't see how Miguel and Penelope and Jane's story could intertwine any, but you never know. Then we get to the third pair.
Oh, jeez.
This one was a little off the rails.
This one was weird. This really was. And it's because it's a married couple, Rick and Jenna. And, okay, they seem happily married, and they don't participate in the Purge, and yet they're going to a Purge party. All to hopefully secure financing for, I don't know, not exactly a charity, but a business, I guess, to help provide.
Yeah,
housing.
Apparently, yeah. She's the designer and he's the salesman. And you kind of go, okay. It sounds like they're trying to do some good.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know if there's a charity involved or not either. This may be their own way to make themselves rich. I mean, they aren't filthy rich right now, but they do seem well off.
Yeah, it did come off that way, but I really don't think that they're trying to finagle the system like that. But it got to the point where, as we find out, they're trying to get in, make a deal with all these upper crust people who apparently are really, really supporting and behind the NFFA.
Right.
And we find out that our couple is not that type of person. People, couple, whatever. Those people. That we find out they never participated. They don't want to get involved with the NFFA at any cost. So basically, they're going to try to get in and do this with as little, I don't know,
involvement with the NFFA as possible without signing up.
Right. But we kept getting weird little flashes from them.
Right. Flashbacks.
Like, what is this? I'm just thinking, okay, it's just them randomly are they remembering a person who died during the purge? What is it? And then it's like, oh no, apparently they had a threesome.
Right.
Okay, this is random. Is that what happened on the purge for you guys? I mean, why are you showing this?
Well, and as the episode goes along, we hear Jenna say that she's not going to be there. She's still out of the country.
Yes.
So you go, okay, this sounds like a little bit of a setup that they may have actually approached this girl who we eventually find out is the host's daughter to actually get invited to the party.
Right.
And you kind of go, okay, well, they sure seemed like they were good people, but they've kind of done some...
I don't know if it's shady or if they are like, they did that. It was like a one-time thing and now they're like feel guilty.
Right.
And embarrassed or something.
It could.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Right.
But they did take an Uber, apparently, over to this party. Yeah. And it's funny because the driver's talking to him and they ask him if he's going out for the purge. He's like, oh, no, I'm going to go lock myself in when I drop you off. Forget this purge surge money thing. Some people can do it, but I'm not doing it.
Right.
And I'm just thinking, if anything goes, why would you pick anybody up?
Right.
Like during the purge. You're like, oh yeah, no, I'm getting paid more. You might be getting paid with a bullet in the back of the head. Okay. I don't think so.
Exactly.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
But interesting because as the purge is about to start, we start seeing all this weird stuff happen at the party.
Right.
Like the maids are bringing around these masks for everyone to wear. And we find out that it's to commemorate those who paved the way before the purge was legal. The masks are like serial killers.
Yes.
I'm trying to like get this out of my mouth and it's so weird. It's like Berkowitz and Manson and you've seen a Lizzie Borden one. Right. I can't even remember all the other ones. But I was like, what the hell? This guy who's hosting this party is just a nutter. That's all I was thinking of.
Right. And he makes this big speech and you kind of go, wow, these people are just out there.
Yes. Because let's clap before the fact that these people risked their lives because of the incredible life-changing healing power of violence and of killing. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got this nice little setup with everything, and I love, at least at this point, our couple has the grace to be like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, what did we get ourselves into?
We are stuck here for 12 hours with these nut jobs. So, everybody's locked in. What's going to happen next?
Right.
Well, obviously, like I said, world building.
Yes. And I can't wait to see more of Reed Diamond. He is the head of this party. So, and we've seen him on many, many shows. And
Fiona, which I almost forgot to mention her, Fiona Dourif, who is
the cult leader.
Cult leader from Dirk Gently, which is funny. It's a bit of a departure from who she was, but she was still crazy in Dirk Gently. So interesting. We'll find out what's going to happen. So what did you guys think of the first episode? How do you think this whole thing's playing out? Let us know at SyFyTalk@fangirlzone.com. And, don't forget to check out our website. You can find all the other ways to contact us there at www.fangirlzone.com. And while you're at it, if you can rate and review us on iTunes and every other platform you're finding us on, because good ratings and reviews help other fans of the show find us, if your friends are horror fans, definitely tell them about this show, because I really want to know what everybody thinks, how they feel about this playing out.
Right. Because, yeah, basically it was set up until the last couple of minutes when the one follower gets axed to death. That was the only
The only
death we saw in the first episode. So we'll see if it becomes a bloodbath in the next few episodes or what actually does happen.
Yes, this is going to be weird. And definitely you probably shouldn't watch this before you go to work at a retail setting, much like I did, because I had thoughts all day at work.
Yeah. What was it? There was 4 people dressed in bunny costumes.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, maybe this wouldn't be so bad. But I'm just kidding. It would be horrible. But for this episode of SyFy Talk, I am Sean, Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve. Don't worry, it's not for you.
And until next time.